Oil is a very special liquid. It is found deep under the ground. Sometimes it is found under the deep blue sea. This liquid is dark and thick. It is often called black gold because it is so valuable to us. People use oil for many things. It is one of the most important resources in our world today. Without oil, our lives would be very different. It powers our cars, heats our homes, and helps make things we use every single day. This gooey, dark substance is a form of energy that has been stored for a very long time, just waiting for people to find it and put it to work. Think about a busy city. Cars are zooming down the street. Big trucks are carrying goods from one place to another. Airplanes are flying high in the sky. All of these machines need fuel to move. That fuel often comes from oil. This amazing liquid is also called petroleum. It is a fossil fuel. That means it was made from things that were alive a long time ago. Its story begins millions of years before there were any people, cars, or cities. Oil is a gift from the ancient past, a buried treasure that has completely changed the way we live, work, and travel. The importance of oil is all around us. It helps create electricity that lights up our rooms and powers our televisions. It is used in big factories to make all sorts of products, from colorful toys to strong building materials. The clothes you wear and the toothbrush you use might even have parts made from oil. It has helped build our modern world, creating jobs for millions of people who find the oil, transport it, and turn it into useful things. For a long time, it has been the main engine of progress, helping countries grow and making life easier in many ways for people everywhere. But what exactly is this powerful substance? Oil is a complex mixture of many different things. Scientists call these things hydrocarbons. They are made of hydrogen and carbon atoms, which are tiny building blocks of matter. When we burn fuels made from oil, like gasoline, these hydrocarbons release a huge amount of energy. This energy is what makes a car's engine run or a power plant generate electricity. Getting this energy is why oil is so sought after. It is like unlocking a secret power that was trapped deep inside the earth for an incredibly long time. A power we now depend on. The story of oil starts in the ancient oceans, millions and millions of years ago. Dinosaurs still roamed the land. The seas were filled with tiny living things. These were very small plants called algae and tiny animals called plankton. They floated near the surface of the water, soaking up the sun's light. There were so many of them, more than you could ever count. When these tiny plants and animals died, their bodies did not just disappear. Instead, they slowly sank down to the dark, quiet bottom of the sea floor, where they settled in the soft mud. Over a very long time, more and more of these dead plants and animals piled up. They formed thick layers on the ocean floor. Then, sand, silt, and mud began to cover these layers. Year after year, century after century, these new layers got thicker and heavier. The weight of all the layers on top created a huge amount of pressure. It was like being squashed by a mountain. At the same time, the deeper these layers were buried, the hotter it became. The heat from inside the earth began to cook the layers of old sea life, like a slow oven. This process of being cooked under immense pressure was very slow. It took millions of years. The intense heat and pressure changed the tiny dead bodies completely. They broke down and transformed into a thick, dark, gooey substance. This substance was a mix of liquid and gas. The liquid part is what we call crude oil. The gas part is what we call natural gas. This new oil and gas was trapped inside the tiny spaces and cracks of rocks, like water trapped inside a sponge. It was hidden deep beneath the surface of the earth. These special rocks that hold oil and gas are called reservoir rocks. But the oil did not always stay put. Because it is lighter than the water trapped in the rock around it, the oil slowly tried to move upward. It wiggled and seeped through tiny cracks and pores in the rock layers. Sometimes, it would travel for a long way until it got stuck. It would get trapped underneath a very thick, strong layer of rock that it could not get through. This is called a cap rock. This is where giant pools of oil, called oil reservoirs, formed and waited for millions of years. People have known about oil for a very long time, long before they knew how to use it to power cars. In ancient times, people would find oil where it naturally seeped up to the surface of the earth. It would form sticky black puddles on the ground or in ponds. The ancient Babylonians, who lived thousands of years ago, used this thick tar, called asphalt, to stick bricks together when they built their cities and walls. The ancient Egyptians used it to help preserve mummies and to make their boats waterproof. They knew this material was special and useful, even if they didn't drill for it. For many centuries, oil was used in small ways. It was used as a medicine for skin problems or as fuel for simple lamps to create light. Native Americans used it to fix their canoes and for medicinal purposes. In China, people even used bamboo poles to drill for oil and natural gas, which they used to boil salt water to get salt. But the world did not run on oil. The main sources of power were wood, wind, water, and the strength of people and animals. Oil was just a curious substance found in a few places, not the global superfuel it would one day become. Everything changed in the 1800s. People discovered how to turn crude oil into a cleaner fuel called kerosene. Kerosene was perfect for lamps. It gave off a bright light and was much safer and cheaper than using whale oil, which was becoming very expensive. This created a huge demand for oil. In 1859, a man named Edwin Drake drilled the first successful oil well in Pennsylvania, USA. He showed that you could drill deep into the ground to find large amounts of oil. This event started the modern oil industry. Suddenly, people began drilling for oil all over the world. The invention of the automobile in the late 1800s was the next giant leap. Early cars needed a powerful fuel to run their engines, and gasoline, another product made from oil, was perfect for the job. As more and more people started driving cars, the demand for gasoline and oil skyrocketed. Oil became the fuel for a world on the move. It powered not just cars, but also ships, trains, and eventually, airplanes. The 20th century became the age of oil, as it fueled industries, armies, and the growth of cities and suburbs across the globe. Today, oil is essential to our way of life. It is the world's leading source of energy. One of its most important uses is for transportation. Nearly all cars, trucks, buses, ships, and airplanes run on fuels made from oil, like gasoline and diesel. Without oil, our global transportation system would come to a stop. Oil also generates a lot of electricity in power plants around the world. These plants burn oil to heat water, create steam, and turn turbines that make the electricity we use to light our homes, run our computers, and charge our phones. Its power is truly everywhere. Oil is also a key ingredient for industry. Big factories use it as a fuel to run heavy machinery, but it is also a raw material. This means it is used to make other things. The science of chemistry allows us to turn crude oil into an amazing variety of products. The most famous of these is plastic. Look around you. Your toy figures, water bottle, computer keyboard, and the packaging for your food are likely made of plastic. All of these things started as oil from deep inside the earth. Oil is also used to make fertilizers for farms, asphalt for roads, and even fabrics like polyester for clothes. However, our use of oil comes with serious problems. When we burn oil for energy, it releases harmful gases and tiny particles into the air. This is called air pollution. It can make the air dirty and unhealthy to breathe, causing problems like asthma. Oil spills are another big danger. When an oil tanker ship has an accident or an underwater pipe breaks, huge amounts of oil can spill into the ocean. This is devastating for sea life. The sticky oil covers birds, fish, and marine mammals, making it hard for them to swim, fly, or stay warm. The biggest challenge from using oil is climate change. One of the main gases released when oil is burned is carbon dioxide. This gas traps heat in our atmosphere, like a blanket around the Earth. Over time, this is causing the whole planet to get warmer. This warming is changing weather patterns, causing more extreme storms, and making sea levels rise. Because of these problems, scientists and engineers are working hard to find new and cleaner ways to power our world. They are developing solar power from the sun, wind power from turbines, and better electric cars that don't burn gasoline, searching for a future with cleaner energy.